Don families, join us for the Friends of Notre Dame College Prep Golf Outing this Saturday, September 17th at White Pines Golf Course in Bensonville. All parents, friends, alumni, and donors are invited. Help us support the Dons and partake in a great event. Get your quartet together soon as spots are running out. Register at nddons.org today. Fans, the Notre Dame Athletic Club is offering you a chance to buy the yard. For the 2022 football season, Athletic Club is introducing a way to support while cheering for the Dons. The proceeds of this event will be utilized to support field maintenance of Legends Field. You can purchase a yard line for $50 and it will be yours for the remaining home football slate. If the first or third quarter ends on your yard line, you win $100. The prize money doubles for the homecoming game on October 7th. Board 1 has filled up, but you can still purchase a yard line for Board 2. For contest rules and to purchase your yard line, visit nddons.org. Attention all grade schoolers. Next Wednesday, September 21st is grade school jersey night. Sport a uniform from your school to get access to a special pregame party and hang out on the field before the game and during halftime. See head coach Mike Smith following today's game for more information. Calling all prospective freshmen, the Notre Dame Admissions Office is ready for the class of 2027. 8th grade shadow days are now available. On select Tuesdays and Fridays, you can experience a day as a dime. The annual Notre Dame Open House will be held on October 27th with 2 sessions in the evening. For more information and to secure your reservation, visit ndduns.org or find head coach Mike Smith following tonight's contest. At this time, we'd like to remind fans that the throwing of any objects, including bottles, shoes, and liquids, onto the playing surface or into the crowd is not permitted. Attempting to access the playing surface without proper identification and clearance is also not permitted. Any fans suspected or found engaging in this activity may be subjected to ejection from the stadium and may not be allowed to return to Legends Field. Thank you for your cooperation. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and young Dons fans, and welcome to soccer at beautiful Legends Field. We ask fans to please allow the players to play, the coaches to coach, and the officials to officiate without negative commentary. Cheer for your team, not against the other. Tonight's game is the 2022 edition of the famed Irish Cup between the St. Patrick Shamrocks and your Notre Dame Dons. At this time, we'd like to introduce each team, starting with the visiting St. Patrick Shamrocks. First, their captains. Number 4, a junior, Daniel Carrera. Number 9, a junior, Sergio Barron. Number 10, a junior, Rafael Rios. And number 15, a senior, Nicholas Leone. Number 8, a senior, Gael Quinones. A junior, number 11, Chris Perez. A junior, number 14, Jorge Parra. A sophomore, number 18, Rafael Ramirez. A junior, number 21, Jesus Sanchez. A sophomore, number 58, Christian Medina. And a freshman, number 99, Michael Cerrone. St. Patrick is coached by Melchor Castro and Kyle McClure, assisted by Mateo Olvera Sandoval and Paulina Rios. And now the starting lineup for your Notre Dame Dons. First, let's meet the captains. A junior, number 3, Ryan Shanahan. A senior, number 9, Francesco Di Filippo. A senior, number 10, Danny Dino. A senior, number 19, Jack Blovanich. And a senior, number 99, Luca Lobianco. A sophomore, number 5, Colin Sorcy. A sophomore, number 8, Joey Sorcy. A senior, number 11, Jake Schmucker. A junior, number 12, Max Stolenchek. A sophomore, number 16, Ante Bassan. And a junior, number 23, Ian Martinez. Notre Dame is coached by Mike Smith, assisted by Tom Crowley and Mike Friedel. These are your lineup for the 2022 Irish Cup between the St. Patrick Shamrocks and your Notre Dame Dons. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise and kindly remove your caps and join us in prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we welcome your presence here among us, and your love alive in our community. We thank you for these 2 teams, these 2 schools, and for the chance to study and better understand the world around us. We come together in your name, on this field, in the spirit of brotherhood, in the hope of growing closer to you. We ask that you guide us to our best effort, with safety for all. We ask for your blessings on the men and women who serve our country near and far, and for all those who request our prayers. Do not let us take these nights for granted, for we all come away winners in you. As we don our school colors with pride, help us to be persons of faith, scholarship, and service. May Our Lady Notre Dame watch over us all. These things we pray in your name, amen. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. St. Andre Basset, pray for us. St. Patrick, pray for us. Notre Dame, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. At this time, please remain standing. Active military and veterans may place their hats back on while rendering a military salute as we honor our nation with our national anthem.
Welcome back, everyone, to Notre Dame Soccer here at Legends Field. It's a new edition of the Irish Cup between Notre Dame and St. Pat's. Today, I am your play-by-play announcer, Daniel Betts, and I will be joined by a couple color commentators who have never done soccer before and don't know anything about soccer. So, Aiden, if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit.
Hi, I'm Aiden Nelson. I'm a sophomore here at Notre Dame, and I'm a part of the football team and baseball team.
Wonderful. I mean, really, this is probably going to be like one of your first times watching soccer, so it's definitely wonderful as we have a bit of a break there for Notre Dame.
I watched soccer a couple times before, so I'm starting to understand it more and more, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, and like you said before we actually got on the mics here, you were in class with a lot of these guys. I mean, a lot of them are sophomores. We have the Sorcy twins. I think, yeah, they're twins, and then there's a third, and there's a cousin.
So there's it's Zach and Colin are the twins, and then Joey's the cousin.
Right, which is very strange. Like, how do they all choose the same school, and how are they all born in the same year to go to the same school? As there's a quick penalty in midfield. Ryan Shanahan getting taken down there, bit early on for this kind of stuff to be going on, but it's a chippy game. It's going to be a chippy match.
Yeah, we saw near the end of the sophomore game there was a lot of stoppages with just a lot of cards being had.
There was not a lot of cards. It was a lot of mainly just stoppages due to injuries, a lot of cramping going on. They didn't hydrate before the game, which is an issue. There's a lot of stoppages due to cramps, and Dino actually in our first game streaming this year in the 2022 fall season, Dino cramped in as he was going for goal, which is really just kind of funny to talk about after because he likes to brag about his hydration techniques and how he never gets cramps, and then this is the first game. The first game after he talks about never getting cramps, he gets a cramp.
Yeah, it's great. It's great timing.
Very beautiful timing. But, yeah, you said you know the Sorcy 3, I guess, pretty well. And, I mean, there's also a lot of other sophomores who aren't really out there as much. Well, they are still out there a lot, but you don't really hear their name as often. They're kind of just learning to be on varsity. Like A.J. Mitchell, Sebastian Dzierżanowski, Andrew Nika, Jack McNamara. I actually corrected myself there because I used to say McMarinara, so that's not fun. But, as there's a foul there in favor of St. Pat's. Yeah, a bit of a cheeky attempt to get the ball there, but really that was just kind of a bit of a dirty play from Francesco Di Filippo.
Yeah, it looked like he went trying just to kick the ball there and just didn't catch the ball at all, and just the Pats.
Didn't get the ball there at all, hit right in the ankle. That's going to be just a bit annoying for a while, but with how much they run around, I mean, I don't think they feel it anymore. Yeah. As there's a ball sent in from Pats, but it's quickly managed by Notre Dame. And it looks like they will be in control of what happens now as the ball goes out of bounds. But, yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot of sophomores on this team. Caden Saladeko, I haven't seen him play at all this season, which is pretty shocking. I mean, there's so many sophomores on this team. I think there's about 10 if I can actually count. But I'm not going to because I have an assistant for that, which is Aiden Nelson.
Yeah, there's a lot of these guys. And we could see Colin and Joey both starting this game. Sebastian stepped up huge early in the year with a game-tying goal with 4 seconds left. So all these guys have seemingly been adjusting pretty well to the varsity level. I know that most of them played JV last year, so they were already used to higher competition than what they were.
As there's an offsides call on St. Pat's, that was Sergio Barron who was offsides there for Pats. Just a bit early on the jump there, but if that ball had gone through probably about a second earlier, I think that would have been a really good opportunity for Pats there. But instead, that is a booming hit to send the ball all the way down to the other side of the field, where it's quickly collected by Michael Saran. But yeah, I mean, so far football season not doing it's not doing as ideally for the sophomores this year as it would hope, but I mean, you're on that team, so I mean, I guess you could kind of just say that it's just a learning experience. You're trying to adapt to a higher level of play, and you're trying to get ready for the varsity level, really. I mean, records don't matter at sophomore level, I'm sorry to say. People take offense to that, but they really don't. Besides, varsity is the only one that matters, which is why we are covering this game. As Pats is trying to go on an attack here, but it's managed very well by the Notre Dame defense.
Yeah, the one thing that they've been telling us basically all year this year is that don't worry about the record. You know, don't worry too much about, you know, what the score on the scoreboard is at the end of the game. You know, how well did you play? How hard did you play? How much did you learn from your experience? Because they've been preaching us to us this whole year that their job is to get us ready for rings and state championships junior, senior year, not to go undefeated sophomore year.
Right, and I mean, obviously the sophomores on the soccer team have been taking that to heart pretty well. I mean, they got pulled up to varsity for a reason, but Notre Dame soccer has a very bright future with all these sophomores playing and getting some valuable experience on varsity. So, I mean, you can't really fault them for wanting to, I guess, just prove to everyone else that they're winners, that they can just they can go down state eventually and win a championship, and that could be this year with this team.
Yeah, and they had a lot of sophomores. They had a lot of seniors that graduated and left after last year after such a successful season. And, I mean, these sophomores are taking up a huge mantle to come in here, you know, as underclassmen trying to fill those shoes that those seniors left.
I mean, they've been filling the hole pretty well. I mean, it's not obviously the 2-loss season that the Dons had last year, but I mean, they've been very dominant. They've been very dominant on defense, very stifling, and they've managed to take down a couple of really good teams at home and away as well. I mean, it's still going to be a very successful year for Notre Dame, just not as successful as recent memory could serve us.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, they're setting themselves up for success in the future. I can definitely see, next year or the year after, when these sophomores are juniors and seniors, this team's going to be very, very, very talented.
As there's a quick attack there from Pats, number 10, Rafael Rios beating the goalie, Luca Lobianco, but he doesn't capitalize on it. He goes out wide instead. Oh, if only the ball had stayed inside for Pats, I think they could have had a serious scoring opportunity, as it will be a throw-in for Pats there. Notre Dame trying to manage some quick attacks from Pats. I mean, this has been the story the whole year. Notre Dame's been attacked mightily on the defensive end, but they've managed to break it down. They've managed to not let up too many goals at one time, and they've managed to win games. They played the long game. And actually, the freshmen is kind of the opposite story. They've been demolishing teams. It seems like every game it's multi-score games from multiple different players. I mean, we had an 8-0 win the other day, I'm pretty sure. It's just insane how talented these freshmen are, too. So that's why I say the future is so bright for this program.
Yeah, I mean, this varsity team has been in every game they've played, and it's been a ton of low-scoring games. Feels like every game that they've won this year, they haven't scored more than 3 or 4 goals, and their defense has just been so good that they don't need to score more than that. And then when it comes to the offense, they do the same thing as varsity where they don't allow too many goals, but then they also put up 8-9 goals a game like it's nothing.
It's really insane. The stat for the freshmen is that they've only let up 4 goals the entire year, but they have not lost a single one. Actually coached by my math teacher, Mr. Smith, Daniel Smith, which is amazing. So after I see him after his games, I'm just like, how are you doing this? Like, it's pretty insane. But, I mean, they're coached by a really great guy. He tries to teach them the way to play right, as there will be a throw-in for Notre Dame. As the ref tries to get a word with the line judge, just to make sure that everything's good. Oh, there's a missing shin guard. Oh, it belongs to a Pats player? All right, he just has to quickly put it back in. We're back in play. That always seems to be a big issue for players in the high school level. They don't want to wear knee pads. They don't want to wear shin guards. It's understandable. It's a bit annoying whenever it's something rubbing up against your knee or your shin, and you just want to take it out, but really you can't. It's for safety and for their own good, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's that feeling of you want to be as fast as possible. You want to be moving as quickly as you can, and you feel like with stuff on your knees or on your shins, it inhibits you from moving as much as you want to be as fast as you can. So I see a lot of guys, pulling knee pads up above their knees, trying to get as small as shin guards as possible. Just things like that, trying to basically find as many loopholes as they can.
Notre Dame playing a very back-heavy game. They pass around the back a lot, pass to the midfielders. They try and play a game of possession, but they don't always get that. They always let the other team get the ball, Pats almost intercepts the ball to get possession there, but it's a very slow game for Notre Dame. They don't always try and go for the high flying. They try and look for the little flaws that happen in the other games. And they look at film and they try and find the little soft spots in the defense where they can try and make an opportunity to score.
Yeah, they like to pass it around a lot. You see a lot of horizontal more than vertical passes up the field. They seem to go side to side a lot more, just trying to get it around to everyone.
A lot more east-west than north-south.
Yeah.
As we're it's just Sorcy waiting for the ball for someone to get open for a throw in there. But it's quickly intercepted by Pats and just headed out of bounds. But it allows Notre Dame to set up a better opportunity. And Jake Schmucker actually in the game. But he doesn't take that. He leaves it to Matt Stelenzik. Notre Dame trying to set up a really good attack here. If they can manage to get a through ball in there as it goes through. Oh, it gets thrown into the center of the box, but is quickly managed by the St. Pat's defense. Notre Dame still in the attack, though. Jack Plavanich with the ball, but he is called offside. An unfortunate call, but he was clearly offside there by about 3 or 4 yards. It was a pretty heavy offside.
Yeah, it's pretty easy call to make there.
Well, this is a very big showing for soccer. I mean, there's a lot of parents here, a lot of students here, actually. Finally, we got some people out here. If you saw the segment earlier today on the morning announcements, Bets are the Best, you could say they came from what I gave them. They're all wearing green. They're all supporting the Dons. And, I mean, we have some athletes from other teams as well. We have the cross-country team. Luke Davey could make a state run this year. Obviously, always runs very well. Always gets a really great time in his cross-country meets. And track meets as well. You had the freshman, or the JV soccer team, my apologies, sticking around watching their varsity counterparts play. And you see some basketball players, some sophomore football players, a lot of people who just got out of practice, or people who just want something to do after their day at Notre Dame. Because there's also a food promotional night that is going on right now, which is fantastic for everyone. As the ball will quickly go out of bounds, but Pats will have that throw in.
Yeah, and it seems like that the food promotional night has also been able to drag in some people, as long as it's just being any Pats ND game. Doesn't matter what sport. As soon as you hear Pats ND, it's something that everyone's going to want to see, everyone's going to want to be at, because it's just the atmosphere.
As there's a quick attack from Pats, and they try to shoot the ball, and it goes past Luca Lobianco and in for the goal. That is a St. Pat's goal from Rafael Rios. That was from about 20 yards out. He was just on the edge of the box, and he just snuck one past Luca. Luca was playing out of position, playing high up, just trying to play a bit of offense, try and get a bit of support up there, but he just was too far up. He didn't stick his post.
Yeah, he made a great diving attempt for it, went all out to try and get that save, but it just got past his hand and able to squeak in for the goal.
And both of these teams actually losing a lot of seniors, but they're coming back stronger than ever. They want to prove that, hey, we're still good without last year's seniors. And so far, St. Pat's has proven that they've adjusted better than Notre Dame has. They score first with already 13 minutes away in the first half. But quite an incredible sight there from the Pats midfielders to get up to the attacker. I mean, that was quite an insane turn of events just happening so quickly.
Yeah, it was like the ball went from, it did go from, I don't even know, the 30 or 40 from the other side of the field all the way down to the 20 in like an instant. And, I mean, the game moves very quickly. If you're not fast, then you're going to fall behind, and it's going to cost you.
And if you're sleeping on defense, that burns you, and that's what happened there. But let's see how Notre Dame tries to recover from this and how St. Pat's might try to capitalize on this. But as I was saying, St. Pat's made a deep playoff run last year. Not as deep as Notre Dame, but still pretty respectable for the program's history. But both of these teams trying to make another deep playoff run, trying to get something going here, or not trying to get something going here, but they're trying to get something going in the future, as it will be Notre Dame possession, and they will have a free kick or a throw-in from the 50-yard line. But I remember being at that Elite 8 game and just seeing the vibrance of the student section and being in that student section just supporting. And there was a lot of love for this team. Whenever they're successful, a lot of people show up. But yeah, still being there at that moment, it was quite magical. It was really shocking. I didn't really expect them to be this incredible. With obviously my grammar school friend Luca Lobianco in net. I mean, I know he was great, but I didn't know he was so good that they could only lose 2 games. And even then, it was really just against some top teams in the state, and it's just not really always going to be how it's cracked up to be. But Luca, I'm sure, studying that in his mind right now and trying to find a way to minimize that from happening again. But Notre Dame on the attack, not having quite the possession to make an attack, as they turn the ball over to Pats for another counterattack opportunity. It would be a 4-on-3 right now, but Luca trying not to be caught out of his position again. Pats trying to launch it, but just not getting there. And it will be a roller to Luca as he will just pick that up really easily.
Yeah, and Notre Dame has spent a lot of time on defense this game. You know, you can see him on the other half of the field every once in a while, but it seems like if you're looking at your phone and then you look up and see the game, it's almost like every time Notre Dame's on their own half of the field.
And a lot of these soccer guys are really smart. I mean, a lot of them are APs. There's a quick change of possession there for Notre Dame. Joey Sorcy getting that ball, but it's quickly moved out of bounds by the Pats defenders, and Pats will have the ball again. But as I was saying, a lot of these guys are in AP classes. I'm pretty sure almost every varsity or every senior who started today is in my AP English literature class, which is it's insane how smart these guys could be with hitting their head on a ball every single day and every single just shot attempt from across. It's quite insane how smart these guys are.
Yeah, watching the ball fly from the 50 all the way down, just like right there. Ball shooting from the 50 down to like the 25-yard line, and you're just smashing into it with their head like it's nothing.
It's insane. Oh, and Pats will try and take another opportunity there. A cross attempt, but it's knocked out by the Notre Dame defense, and they will have a corner kick. This is a scary opportunity for the Notre Dame defense. They want to try and minimize this scoring opportunity as best as possible, but Pats could just quickly whip a ball in, and it might just be another goal for them. Right now, it's still 1-0 in favor of Pats.
Yeah, I think if you're ND right now, you really can't let them get anything here. You got to get back onto their half of the field as quickly as you can. You have to spawn with a goal of your own as soon as you possibly can as well. I mean, 1-0 isn't, insane. And obviously it's something that you can manage, but it's very important that you kind of answer as quickly as you can.
But it's cleared out by Notre Dame, but despite that, Pats is still able to get the ball, and it's actually cleared out by Colin Sorcy. And he managed to minimize that attack, which Luca, I'm sure, is grateful for. But Notre Dame had 9 guys in the box there, including Luca. I mean, it's really just they were trying to prevent that so hard. They tried to outnumber them almost 2-1. Luca pushing out again, but he didn't get beat that time. Making sure that ball gets to the 40. A fight for the ball at midfield. And another counterattack for Notre Dame. Pushing the ball with Sebastian Jerzanowski. And it's Pat's ball again. As there are substitutions coming on for both sides now. Team's got to try and manage the stamina of their players. One of the Sorcy twins coming off. That is Colin Sorcy coming off. Managing his load, which has been happening. Ooh, paper's flying away. It's a very windy day, a very beautiful day. Nice sunset, nice weather all around. Wonderful to have during community period because we can go outside and walk around the building and even walk outside onto the field. Pat's trying to put a shot onto goal, or trying to make another scoring opportunity, but Luca manages it very easily as no one was in the area for Pats. Although Luca throwing it right back to Pats, it's gathered by it is gathered by Francesco Di Filippo, and he clears that ball away to Danadino, and it goes out for Notre Dame throw-in.
I feel like that's something that happens a lot to ND is whenever they go to throw the ball away or kick it away, it always seems to end up right back in the other team's, right back in the other team's hands, even though they're using their feet. But it seems like they're just giving it right back to the other team. Even though they're trying to clear it and get rid of it and just put it out in the open, it always seems to end up, like not even hitting the ground, but just hitting somebody else's foot.
And as this is probably one of your first games you've seen, I mean, what do you think? I mean, really, you don't know much about the game. You're kind of just learning as you're broadcasting. But what do you think so far of the game? As the cross attempt from Notre Dame is managed by St. Pat's goalie, Michael Saran. A twin set on the St. Pat's team, which is, wow. Huh. Is it? Wait, hold on. You can talk about your experience with the game so far. I need to check and see if this is.
I mean, I can tell from this game that it moves very quickly, and if you're not fast, it's going to be a super big detriment to you. And you can also see, with that as an example, all these guys just have big, legs. You know, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, they absolutely launched the ball just all over the field. Whether it's a liner to try and get in the net or just kicking it as far as you possibly can to get out of your own side. I mean, all these guys are fast. They have great legs for kicking. And
a lot of power in there.
Yeah.
A tackle from St. Pat's on taking down Sebastian Jerzanowski, flipping in the air, actually. And Notre Dame will be awarded a free kick, most likely. Sebastian Jerzanowski is fine. A bit of a caught in air moment. But Daniel Dino will take the free kick, and there's another scoring opportunity for Notre Dame coming up right now. 19 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, about halfway through the first half here, and I think Sebastian seems to be a little shaken up, but he seems to be, good enough to continue here.
Daniel Dino has been really successful in these set pieces recently as he whips the ball into the box for his teammates, and that will be knocked away by Michael Cerrone, a freshman goalie, which is very impressive to have a freshman as your starting goalie. But he almost mishandled that ball directly into his own net, but he did not let that happen. It is still 1-1, or still 1-0, my apologies. Still 1-0 in favor of St. Patrick. But this game has really been all St. Pat's and not too much Notre Dame so far, but we'll see how this changes as the game goes on. Again, it is in Notre Dame territory, and they can't seem to keep it out of their own half. St. Pat's just seems to be making all the holes just appear out of thin air for Notre Dame's defense.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been consecutively like almost a solid minute now of ND not being able to get the ball out of their own half, and they're just constantly playing defense. And it feels like they have, normally you have like, 3 defensemen out there, but it feels like
4.
they got
Normally
4?
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes
it's hard to tell when you have 8 guys playing defense at a time, because they're just they always have to play defense. It's almost like they can never play offense.
a mistake there from Notre Dame is they don't let Dino take the ball, but it's as Patch tries to make an attempt there, it's whipped right into Luca's hands, and he's able to collect the ball. But you're right. I mean, Notre Dame really has been trying to run a 4-man defense, but out there it seems like they have 8 always just in their own backfield. And really they need to try and get out of that movement. St. Pat's has 3 defenders. They're playing a 3-5-3, which is a formation. I'm sorry you do not understand this. But it's just really trying to get positioning right for attacking. That's all you need to know, really.
Trying to use my best, PE1 Coach Gale soccer unit lessons right here. So, I know that there's attackers. So I'm assuming 3-5-3 is 3 attackers, 5 midfielders, 3 defensemen.
That's correct. Wow. I'm shocked. As Notre Dame tries to work an attack here, Sebastian Jerzanowski alone on the front passes it out wide. Quick, I cannot read that small number on the front. It's very annoying. But it's Ian Martinez, but that is kicked out of bounds, and that will be a goal kick for St. Pat's as there are substitutions now coming in for both sides. Again, trying to get some rest, trying to rotate the guys in and out, trying to make sure that they just all stay rested, all get an opportunity to play. Oh, no, it's actually a corner kick. I am so sorry. I am off my game today. But uncommonly, it is not Daniel Dino taking this corner kick. He is actually on the outside of the box, but I think that is a Sorcy triplet, one of them. As the ball is whipped into play, and it's managed by the St. Pat's goalie. And it went over the bar, and it will be another corner kick. And here, Daniel Dino will take the ball. Dino can make the ball in from this spot. He could try and curve it just so, and it would go in, but it's not very likely he will attempt this here, and he will just try and set up his teammates for a score. But we will see what happens in this instance. As there's actually a substitution, so we will wait a couple more seconds for that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of subs that you'll see. And, I mean, that's because there's really, I mean, you see a lot of pauses, but really no stoppages. There's a lot of just gaps of, like, there seems to be some gaps of downtime, but it's constantly moving, it feels like. It's constantly just going 110% all the time, full-out sprint. So you need a lot of subs and a lot of guys that can come in and help, relieve some of that workload for these guys and give them a rest, get them some water.
Yeah, I mean, with these guys, I mean, they're always out there. They're always running. They have incredible stamina. I mean, I don't know how they can do this for this long and at this much of a pace. Like, and they still come back the next day and play again. I mean, these guys are built like no other.
Yeah, you see them at practice. They run, I don't even know how many times around the track, just mile after mile after mile, every single day it feels like, to try and help build up that endurance and make sure that they can go these full 40-minute halves, without breaking down too early.
Yeah, I mean, really, there isn't a lot of breaking down that happens. It's only every once in a while whenever something quickly gets by, as there's a shot from St. Pat's, but it's just a bit wide, and Luca Lobianco does not have to make a save there, but it looked like another scary situation for Notre Dame. But yeah, like you're saying, there's these lulling moments, but something's always happening on the field, and it's just these little things that turn into these huge opportunities. Like right now, Luca punts the ball away into midfield, and that could suddenly lead to a Notre Dame goal or just a quick St. Pat's goal if it's managed incorrectly. There is about 14 minutes left in the first half. We will go into a break at that point. But right now it's very eventful. I mean, there's a lot of St. Pat's shots. There's a lot of Notre Dame shots, but not too many opportunities, and a lot of Notre Dame defense opportunities. It's been filled with a lot of action, not a lot of scoring, obviously, but that's something that not everyone's always used to with soccer, as the ball will go out and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, soccer, not a lot of scoring that happens, but when it does, it's very exciting.
It's something to actually enjoy. I mean, obviously I enjoy every bit of this. Aiden, I mean, I guess you're just used to football and the high scoring. Like, you're always used to just seeing 21 to 28 or like 21 to 35 or even blowouts, which we will not talk about. But
48-0.
Hey, it was not 48-0. It was 42-0. So I don't want to hear from you. But thankfully, no varsity football players watch this. Otherwise, I will not have a fun day at school tomorrow. Anyway, but yeah, no, the scoring here is not too common, but when it happens, it's so electric. I mean, if you watch the World Cup or if you watch any major tournament that happens in soccer, every single goal is treated like a championship. As a squirrel just ran past. Okay. A squirrel ran past the stands here. I guess it came from a tree nearby, which not unlikely. But yeah, like Champions League final, you always see the last goal just celebrated and remembered forever, and for those guys, it will be forever. As St. Pat's tries to make an opportunity here, but it's managed by Notre Dame's defense, and they're able to break it down very quickly. Notre Dame trying to start their own counterattack with Dino. And Dino's taken out at around midfield, and he will get a free kick. Dino seems to be a bit upset with the no call or no card there, but he has to deal with it, and he has to just try and adjust and try and get something else going. Couple people talking to the to the crowd, or the crowd talking to the players. But yeah, I remember Mario Götze in the World Cup final in 2014 for Germany. I mean, it's just all these memorable moments that happen throughout the game, like throughout the years, that just kind of pile up, and just everyone remembers them because they're so crucial and so uncommon. It will be another goal kick for St. Pat's, as there are subs coming in again for St. Pat's.
I will say one thing that confuses me a lot, and I'm starting to get used to it more and more the more I watch this game and remember all the games I've seen last year of the team. The outlines are actually the yellow lines around the field, and I just can't help it but think of the football sidelines as the outlines here, which is something that I'm still trying to adjust to, but I'm getting there.
Right, it's a bit disorienting. I always thought it was really weird that the yellow lines were just so prominent, but I mean, they got to have the lines because it's a multi-purpose field that's used for soccer, lacrosse, football, any other sport? I don't think any other sports use it. As there is a shot that goes just wide, but it was wide by about 5 feet or so, 5 yards maybe.
Track and field use it for some of the track events like javelin toss, but
well, no, they have the field out back for that. They have the freshman football field, which is actually wonderful. Every single team gets to practice at Notre Dame, and they don't need to travel to other places, which is fantastic for sports.
Hockey.
Yeah, well, except for hockey. Yes, we do not have our own ice rink, which I don't think we will ever get. As we just hit below 10 minutes left to go in the half, Aiden Nelson will be soon signing off, and we will be replacing him with Gabe Holoka. His first time going to be doing soccer, and I cannot wait to see his reactions to how he thought this first half went and his reactions coming through to the second half. Notre Dame trying to build an attack here, keeping it in the back a lot, but they turn it over again to Pats. And Pats will try and make another opportunity, but it's managed again by the Notre Dame defense. They seem to be shutting down these opportunities early and often, which is how it wants, and that will go out of the playing field into the stands. We haven't had one go out of Notre Dame itself, Notre Dame property itself yet this game, which quite shocking as there's been a lot of punting the ball away, just not that much being punted toward the street, which thankfully we don't want. But it's always exciting whenever that happens because then we can add it to the tally board.
Have not seen any field goals either.
No, I'm shocked. I thought we would have had at least a couple by now, but no one has 3 points. It's only 1-0 still. We can't count 4-0 or 3-1. Anyway, Notre Dame will have a throw-in now. Notre Dame just It'll be Matt Stolenzik doing the throw-in for Notre Dame. I guess he has the biggest arm on this team, or the most motion he can get. So I guess it makes sense. They want to try and throw it into the box here. As Notre Dame does that, they have a chance at the front of the goal, but they just miss it. Cleared out by Pats. And now Pats has a chance to work a counterattack opportunity. And Francesco Di Filippo clears the ball out and just saves that scary opportunity for Pats. Wonderful opportunities, or wonderful defense chances from Notre Dame as Jack Lavanis tries to take it up the field and is unsuccessful. But if you watched this broadcast a couple weeks ago, you would have watched the St. Pat's and Notre Dame game, which was really electric, and there's so much enjoyment out of that game for, well, really not Notre Dame, but there was just a lot of action. It was a lot of fun to just be in the environment of a really competitive game, and this is kind of shaping up to be a bit of a similar one for soccer because there's a lot of students in the student section. As there's a behind-the-back tackle, and Matt Stolenzik on the receiving end of that, Jorge Pereira doing that tackle. As there's 7 minutes left in the first half, Notre Dame will try and make something to even it up before the half starts, or before the first half ends.
Yeah, going back to when you were saying how this is comparable to the NDPS football game. I mean, I could definitely see that. I mean, this student section is definitely in it. You got the JV soccer team here who has been very loud for Pat so far. So you got both sides getting, a lot of support here from their students, which has been great for both sides, trying to help them stay focused and trying to help them get some extra motivation.
Yeah, and I mean, with the Notre Dame students, they don't always come to these games. They just kind of like to sit at home. They like to do their sports. Obviously, they have their homework and their sports to do. But I see a lot of senior support here coming from Notre Dame, which is really nice to see. It just shows how Notre Dame is a brotherhood, and they like to support their brothers. Yeah,
and I know that, this is an effort to get out here and watch this game. And another tough reason why a lot of people stay at home is it's school nights most games.
Yeah, as number 10, Rafael Rios, fires that ball into the alumni section in football games. As we have some subs for Notre Dame with the time hitting 5:45 on the clock. Luka punting the ball into center field, trying to get the ball away from his defense to try and give them a little bit of a break, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
And one thing I've noticed, I don't know if it's depth perception, but I've seen that Pat's defense has been rather spread out. You know, it's almost like they got a man on every. It's man on man basically. But then you look at ND and it seems to be that they're all bunched together.
As a shot flies wide there from St. Pat's, that was shot around the 15-yard line. That would be a 25-yard shot, which hell of a shot, but not quite what they needed on target. But yeah, no, you're correct. They tend to play man-on-man whenever it's a lull in the moment, and they just want to prevent the counterattack. But Notre Dame hasn't had that chance to put together that man-on-man defense, as Pats tries to put together a scoring opportunity, but it will be waved down as an offside. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the first half here. Team's about to go and discuss with their coaches, try and figure out something to put together an offense maybe for Notre Dame, maybe park the bus for St. Pat's, or even just pressing on more for St. Pat's. I think that's something that they would want to do. They want to try and embarrass their rival school.
Yeah.
As there's a rough tackle there for number 19, Sebastian Rodriguez. And he will be awarded a yellow card there for very rough play. That was Joey Sorcy on the receiving end of that. And we will have a free kick for Notre Dame, as there's a substitution being called.
Yeah, and you know, like you were saying about, you know, Pats, do you kind of park the bus and do you say, let's focus on defense, let's keep the shutout going, let's not let them score anything, and if we score more, that's great? Or as Pats, do you say, we're still going to focus on offense here, we're going to score as many as we possibly can? And I think that you're right. I think that they're going to stick to the offense, not only because that it's their rival and they want to, you know, score as many as you can. You want to get those bragging rights, obviously. But also, you want to make this more than just a one-score game. You want to go into this, you know, if you want to, you know, have 3-4 goals, you know, above the other team, just to make sure, you know, give yourself some insurance. Just make sure that you're not going to be caught looking with like 3 seconds left and all of a sudden the goal goes in, tie game. You're in overtime now.
I mean, that's what happened the other night with Notre Dame, and they ended up squeaking out that victory with 2 overtime periods, which really uncommon to see. But Daniel Dino will send the ball in, trying to score, and it will be shot right at the keeper, and he will collect it quickly. Michael Saran performing very well for a freshman. I mean, 5'8", 190. I mean, I don't know. He seems to be standing out there like 6'2", 200 maybe. I don't know. He just stands in the net very proud, very strong. So a lot of hope for Pats in the future as well, because there isn't as many sophomores, but there's still a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and a lot of juniors and seniors who put this team together. Notre Dame trying to start their own scoring attack, and it's managed by the St. Pat's defense. And it will actually be a free kick for Notre Dame, and St. Pat's fans in the stands are a bit unhappy about that call.
Yeah, they're definitely letting the refs know what they think about that call right there.
Jack Plavonic on this set piece here, trying to boot the ball in. Getting it to their teammates in the center of the box, but it's sent out, and Daniel Dino will collect the ball on the outside, trying to get something together here. Dino sending it back in where Notre Dame has the advantage of men, but they just can't get it. And St. Pat's will be on the counterattack now, but it's managed by the defense. Quickly sent out of bounds, and Pats will have another throw-in. Just under 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Quite an electric scene of events there. A very big scoring opportunity for Notre Dame, but they just can't capitalize on it.
Yeah, and they've had, well,
Joey Sorcy will be called on that aggressive tackle. Number 9, Sergio Barron on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, and they've had plenty of scoring opportunities, you know, this half. You know, little less, but not like insanely less amount than Pats, but they haven't been able to get anything up on the board.
as it is number 15, Nicholas Leon, taking this free kick for St. Pat's. Sending the ball into Notre Dame's box. A very high ball, but is collected by Luca Lobianco. And he will clear that ball out and try and make a scoring opportunity out of something. And Daniel Dino will try and collect it, but it is knocked out of bounds with 1:40 left to play.
Yeah, and I know ND right here is going to try and make a big push to this net. You know, if they can go into halftime with a goal, with momentum, knowing that they've made this a 0-0 game again, essentially, by tying it up. And if they can go into halftime with some momentum, knowing that, you know, they were able to get a goal up, they got the last laugh going into this half.
Luca coming out of the box, another risky move, but it seems to pay off as he clears the ball down to the opposing, or to the St. Pat's 20-yard line. And again, another ball being sent in from Notre Dame, but there's just no one in the box to collect it. Just about a minute to go here as St. Pat's tries to work another counterattack, but it's being managed by Jack Levanich, and he will kick it out of bounds. Now less than a minute going. St. Pat's wants to try and work their offense to try and get another score in before the end of the half, or to even just try and maintain their lead right now.
Yeah, and basically what I said about Notre Dame trying to go and score a goal, it applies to Pats as well. If they can go and score a goal, then they come out with a commanding 2-0 lead here going into half, and again, even more momentum going towards them.
And Luca Lobianco diving out of the box to try and get that, and it's mismanaged by St. Pat's trying to score there, and the ball will go just wide of the uprights, and we will not have a field goal in this first half. I am so sorry, Aiden. You don't get to experience your favorite sport. You don't get to experience your favorite sport in action.
It happens, you know, it happens, but, you know, wide rights happen all the time in football as well. So,
as we get under 10 seconds here, it looks like the clock will just run out, and St. Pat's will go into the second half with a 1-goal lead. 1-0 right now for St. Pat's in the Irish Cup, and we will see you in the second half.
Fans, let's give a nice hand for the Notre Dame Varsity cheerleaders. Let's give a nice hand for our varsity cheer team.
When spring became the summer, who'd have believed you'd come along? And touching hand, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I can't fly to believe they're never gone now. Look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Touching
Welcome back, everyone. We are at the start of the second half of the Irish Cup, and right now Notre Dame is down 1-0. Fresh half, semi-fresh legs. But I'm now joined with another co-host. His name is Gabriel Holoka. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Gabriel Holoka. I'm a senior here at Notre Dame College Prep, and I don't know soccer much, so this is going to be a fun experience.
Exactly. St. Pat's is on another attacking opportunity just to start out the second half, and it seems like my prediction was correct. They want to go and try and attack. Oh, as Notre Dame is now on the offensive, but it gets knocked out, and it will be St. Pat's ball again. But yes, Gabe, this is also probably your first game of soccer viewing.
Kinda.
So, I mean, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this a lot. You're going to hear me talking a lot, but you're learning. It's the fun of it. You get to learn about a game that you don't really know much, and you get to see a bunch of athletes who just run a whole lot, and it's terrifying.
It's a very fast-paced game from what I've noticed. I'm used to sports like baseball and football, who are like, kind of like slower-paced sports. With football, you get a first down, and then you kind of wait a couple of seconds, then go back out. With baseball, obviously, the pitcher takes a long time in between pitches. But this is a very fast-paced game with action going on at every moment.
As St. Pat's on another attacking opportunity, but it's shut down by the Notre Dame defense, and it will be a goal kick for Luca Lobianco. He has actually been on varsity, I think, all 4 years. He didn't start his freshman year, but ever since sophomore year, he's been the starting goalie for these Notre Dame Dons, and he's really had a stronghold on that spot, or a chokehold on that spot. I mean, he's really just proved that he knows what he's doing back there, and it's incredible to see him work, and it's incredible to see him every game and just seeing how he does things.
Yeah, he's an incredible goalkeeper over there. He's obviously, grown with that position all 4 years as he's been here, and he's become a really good goalkeeper for this Notre Dame team.
And it will be a free kick for St. Patrick, trying to set up another scoring opportunity for them in this early on in this second half. Notre Dame trying to shut this down, obviously. And we will see how this goes here as the ball is sent into the box and in through the uprights. And it was a field goal finally. All of what Aiden Nelson missed, all of what Aiden Nelson wanted, he missed. He is holding his hands up in the booth.
Sorry,
he is a bit angry, but it's now 4-0. I'm kidding. It's still 1-0 to St. Pat's. But yeah, I mean, really, there's not been a whole lot of It's been a lot of midfield gameplay, a lot of the ball being in Notre Dame's half.
Yeah, it's been there a lot this game. you know, they really haven't had chances to really take control of the ball throughout this whole game. And I'm hoping that in this second half they're able to do that.
As Daniel Dino tries to make it a scoring opportunity, and Notre Dame will score! Goal, Notre Dame! What an incredible shot there, and that's tying the game up now 1-1.
Wow, incredible work there.
Incredible run there, just came out of nowhere. Daniel Dino on the assist there, and I'm pretty sure that was Colin Sorcy, or maybe it was Joey Sorcy. I mean, seriously, like, with the end speed there, now we have Jack Pavonich hyping up the rest of the crowd, and quite incredible there for the Notre Dame offense, and that will tie this game up.
And now the momentum, now the Dons have the momentum in here coming out from the first half, and let's see if St. Pat's can capitalize on this, or if Notre Dame can take the lead here.
St. Pat's can capitalize. You mean Notre Dame can capitalize it and see how St. Pat's responds.
Exactly.
But that was quite a shocking attempt, and just like I said, a little meaningless play could mean everything, and that's just what it means.
Yeah, we definitely were able to see the Dons be able to take control of the ball and take it over the Pats territory, and you know they made them pay for it, and that's what they were missing in the first half. So it's great to see them coming out here in the second half and be able to capitalize on that.
St. Pat's coach talking to the ref, and the ref going to inspect the ball, and I guess that was just a complaint from St. Pat's coaching staff. All right, as Luca will punt that ball to around the 50-yard line. Very high kicks, a lot of hang time for Luca Lobianco, and a lot of the goalies, they tend to try and get a high kick so that their players can gather underneath it and at least get a head on the ball. There's a lot of midfield play here, a lot of energy coming from the crowd, and some nice footwork there from Rafael Rios. Definitely a star player on their team. He is only a junior, so he will be with this team for another season in the fall next year, which, I mean, that's definitely a bright spot for St. Pat's, having a really electric player as a junior.
Yeah, definitely. Having, you know, these younger kids, like I think their goalkeeper was a freshman.
Yeah.
He's a freshman, and he's up here playing on varsity, and he's been able to hold his ground up here. It's definitely exciting, you know, for both sides to be able to have these younger kids come up here and play on the varsity level and just show what they can do. It's definitely very interesting and inspirational.
Injecting youth into high school sports, I mean, really, you see some of these guys just go into their first high school class and then they're playing in their first varsity game. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that was world shocking for the young Michael Cerrone. I mean, really, just coming out there and having to start leading your defense and start having to just talk to people who have known the game or have been on the field longer than you and just saying, hey, do this instead. Like, it's hard for a lot of the older players to do, but it seems that he has a lot of respect from his teammates. It seems that he's able to command himself well out there on the field.
And the coaches are able to trust him in these situations, especially in a game like this against, you know, a big rival like Notre Dame and Pats have with each other. Being able to have the trust in him to go out there and, you know, lead your defense and make sure no goals get through. It's very interesting.
And there's a free kick there for St. Patrick on a hard tackle at around the 45-yard line.
A lot of contact going on right now.
A lot of contact in soccer. People don't tend to relate soccer with contact, but really it's one of the more contact-heavy sports out there. I mean, they're always rubbing up against each other. They're always kicking the ball into each other and heading the ball and just constantly in motion and constantly just running into each other. I mean, really, it deserves a lot more respect as a contact sport in America, but slowly we are learning that as Americans to respect the contact of the game and to respect the game itself. As Notre Dame will try another attacking opportunity. That is Ian Martinez there on the attack. And it's stopped quickly by the St. Patrick defense. And Notre Dame will actually have an opportunity to set up some plays that they have in their back pocket. Ooh. And a quick shot there, and that will be a goal! What a shot there from Jake Schmucker! Now giving the Dons a 2-1 lead with 30 minutes left in the game. What a shot there! Incredible!
Where do you shoot that from? From like the 25,
He shot
20
that from the 30-yard line on the football field. That is a 40-yard goal.
Incredible work there by Jake Schmucker. being able to get that in the bottom left corner and make sure that it's right out of the reach of the goalie. And now the Dons take a 2-1 lead here with 33 minutes left in this game.
And that's where you can see the inexperience of the goalie coming into play. He doesn't know how to play that really.
Yep.
But that was just an easy shot for him, and there was really no one else just kind of to warn Michael, hey, there's a shot going in, but wow, what a shot and what a laser shot from Jake Schmucker there.
Incredible work there.
Man, this game really went from being a snooze fest to Notre Dame fans being really excited for it. I mean, the student section's getting up. I mean, the St. Pat's student section a bit unhappy with the ref's call, or a bit unhappy with the ref's silence there. Only talking to Notre Dame players, not giving them a card. And St. Pat's will set up a set piece to try and score here, trying to tie this game equalizer.
Up. See what they got here.
And it's knocked into Luca, but it goes through the uprights, and he knocks it away from being a goal. Incredible keeping there from Luca Lobianco, and it's a fort. No, I'm kidding. I need to stop making the joke. It's not funny. It's really not, but it's just such an easy joke to make, and it will be a corner kick for St. Patrick now.
I find it pretty funny, Dan.
Well, it gets a bit repetitive, and it gets a bit annoying for me personally.
No,
so I'm going to try and say it at least once a game, but that ball is managed by this Notre Dame defense, and that will be kicked out for a throw-in instead of a corner kick, which significantly decreases the danger levels. Oh, no, it will be a corner kick. My apologies. I thought Dino got in there in time to get that ball away, but it will be a corner kick again for St. Pat's and another scoring opportunity here.
Let's see what Pats has up their sleeve here.
Crossing that ball in, and it's knocked away by Notre Dame, and St. Pat's loses another opportunity there to take advantage of.
Great defense there.
And St. Pat's shooting again, but saved by Luca Lobianco. Incredible hands there, incredible reflexes to see where that ball was going to go.
And that's where all that time he's been playing here all comes into effect there. Incredible reflexes, being able to grow into that, and he made a stop. Probably one of the biggest stops here in this game.
Quite incredible. The hours of training that goes into being a goalie is really underappreciated, and they're kind of sacked with all the blame. I mean, really, it's incredible what Luca has to deal with on a daily basis as the goalie. And, yeah, it's quite incredible. Watching some goalie training videos, I'm not really too into the whole training aspect of it, but it's still quite incredible to see what they have to deal with and the different drills that each coach tries to get each goalie to do.
No, goalies are very talented and they're very athletic with their body. As you said, the reflexes and the ability to just lay out and get your body in front of the ball to stop it. It is unappreciated, as you said. Pets kicks it out.
As his attempt for St. Pat's to try and get scoring opportunity, but it's managed by the Notre Dame defense. I keep saying managed. They are managing it, but really, I mean, it's just a lot of simple work for the Notre Dame defense. Pat's trying to set up another scoring opportunity, but they do not capitalize on it. And some displeasure from the crowd here about a no call in the box, but the refs aren't having it. They're calling a strict game here, and there's a free kick awarded for St. Pat's. Dino is being talked to by the ref, and there's a Don down in the field just kind of absorbing it. That was Jack Plavanich, I think. Nope, it's a Sorcy. They're doing the hair. The hair is very similar between the Sorcies and Jack Plavanich. I mean, they both, all of them have very long flowing hair. As the varsity football team now coming back from their practice, preparing for the game against Nazareth, as the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Luca Lobianco. The Notre Dame football at Nazareth on Friday night, which is a new first for Nazareth. I mean, they got their lights, I think, installed this summer.
Yeah, that's right.
Quite incredible, as they have normally been playing morning games, which horrible to have at the varsity level. But the varsity football team coming out here now to support the Soccer Dons, and they're coming out here at a perfect time to see Notre Dame winning.
Yeah, really, it is such a brotherhood over here at Notre Dame, and being able, you see, they're not here. They don't want to just go home. They want to be out here and support their team and support their classmates that they know, and they're here, and they want to see them be Pats.
Also seeing Pats support their brothers.
Yep.
I mean, they have a brotherhood there as well. It's just not as talked about really over here.
Yeah.
But you got to give some respect to them, too. They have brought out quite a good crowd, around 30 people, but still, it's
a good
quite
crowd.
A lot for a soccer game.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of noise here for a soccer game, but it's a high-profile matchup in the state of Illinois. Always, whenever Notre Dame and St. Pat's play, it's always always a rough match, and
it always
Pat's
is.
trying to put together a scoring opportunity as that is shot
left.
very wide by number 15, Nicholas Leon.
Yeah, no matter what the sport is, whenever you see Notre Dame and Pats, it's always the game that you want to experience because of the rivalry that these two teams have, and that's always something that you just want to experience here, especially as a high school student.
A lot of energy here from the students of both sides.
Yep.
As there's still 27 minutes left in the game, St. Pat's tries to work an attack, and there's a attempted a tackle, but the ref lets it go on. St. Pat's now crossing the ball into the box, and Luca making a quick save. And that will be a corner kick for St. Patrick.
Incredible work there by Luca to put his body out and make sure to deflect the ball away and get it out of play and reset.
A great stop there. And there's a substitution in for St. Pat's. Trying to change out some legs, try and get some new heads into the box, see how this will affect it. As there is Nicholas Leon on the cross. The ball goes in, but it goes out for a goal kick. Just in front of the net. There wasn't really much effort to try and get the ball into the center in front of the goal, but really not every kick is going to be the same. Not every corner kick is always going to go to the center. But with the effort there, I mean, really, he could have tried to manage it, try to kick it back to the St. Pat's player could have tried to kick it back to Nicholas Leon to set up another opportunity. But the pass is the past, and now they got to quickly move on and try and work something out to try and not lose this Irish Cup that they once had a grasp on. Ooh. Hard challenge there from St. Pat's, and that goes through.
And he still keeps control of it.
Notre Dame's still in control of it, which is quite incredible. I mean, they really want to try and keep the pace going. They want to keep people interested. As Notre Dame plays it across the back. This is the theme now for a lot of modern soccer. They like to pass around the back, a lot of possession soccer being played. And Notre Dame making another attack just like this. This is how a lot of teams do it nowadays. And the St. Patrick defense not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that there's a lot of passing here going on. I didn't know if that was like the traditional way of how soccer works. I'm always used to just gym class and just kicking the ball as hard as I can and trying to score in a goal.
Right, everyone used to chasing the ball. So there's number 3, Ryan Shanahan, taking the ball up on the far side of the field for us. Boxing out St. Pat's and just trying to waste a little bit of time there. It will be a throw in for Notre Dame. But yeah, no, recently the game has evolved to a point where, actually it is a free kick, I am sorry. But the game has evolved to a point where passing is the be-all, end-all strategy for a lot of the major top clubs in the world, and it seems to be working out a lot. I mean, there's a lot of low scoring, but then when you have those games where there's those breakthroughs, you get the 6-1 victories, and it's quite nuts. As Daniel Dino on the cross-in for Notre Dame, and the ball is headed out by the St. Patrick defense. And it will now be a counterattack opportunity for St. Pat's.
Oh.
And it will be a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1 now. St. Pat's trying to pass it out wide, trying to get another shot in there, and it will go just wide, and Luca doesn't even have to touch the ball. But it will be a corner kick as one of the Notre Dame defenders touched. Oh. There seems to be some confusion with the ball boys and where the ball should go. And it will be a corner kick, yes, as it was confirmed by the ref.
That was incredible work by the Dons defense. It looked like it was going to be a breakaway, and it looked like Pats was going to be able to pull out a goal there, but incredible work to put the pressure on them and force them to kick the ball away.
As there's a corner kick sent in from St. Patrick's, and that will be a huge missed opportunity going right through the uprights. I'm not going to make the joke now. I'm not doing it. But St. Patrick's now just missing their opportunity in goal, and they had an opportune chance to try and tie this game up and try and make it to try and adjust the strategies of both teams to maybe work for an overtime. But now Notre Dame, all they have to do is just kind of manage the ball and chew clock, which, again, is another common strategy used by European teams. They want to try and chew clock as best as possible, and it really seems to be through managing the amount of penalties that you have and the amount of substitutions that you make, and also just staying healthy, which is really great for the game. Right now, you only see about 1 or 2 minutes added on to European soccer games as the ref calls a pushing on Notre Dame, and that will be a free kick for St. Patrick.
I think that St. Patrick's starting to feel the pressure a little bit now, especially after Don's coming out hot with 2 goals in like the first 10 minutes in the half. I think they're starting to feel the pressure now. I think you're starting to see that with their kicks or missing wide right or wide left, and let's see if they can find a way to clean that up. And
St. Pat's whipping the ball into the box, but it's managed by it seems to be Jack Plavonic, and Jake Smucker will send that through actually to Joey Sorsey, but that will be kicked out of bounds. And St. Pat's has time to collect their thoughts and to try and collect their defense.
Yeah, just relax a bit, slow
Notre
down
Dame
time.
telling Ian Martinez to slow down to try and keep some clock rolling off, and there's 3 subs now for Notre Dame.
I was saying, this game is very fast-paced, but there is a lot of strategy that goes into it, as we were talking about with, the passing and everything, passing backwards. It's a lot of quick thinking, having to, figure out who's open, pass to them, and then try to figure out, a certain strategy and where to position yourself in order to get the best shots on goal.
But, yeah, no, there's a lot of downtime in the middle of play, and there's a penalty in favor of St. Pat's now. There will be a free kick for St. Pat's, as there's a yellow card given to. Oh,
who's it given
I'm
to?
sorry, I just missed that color of the card.
Oh.
Hold on, give me a second while we address this. It was a yellow card, and he will actually have to take a break for a little bit. It was Amir Mahedi. Yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. I will learn it later, but Joey Sorsey is back in the game now. And the refs now talking to St. Pat's and a little bit of attitude, but the ref trying to make it known that he is in control of the game and that you cannot jump the gun in any case.
And the St. Patrick student section doesn't like that.
A lot of displeasure from the fans here for the ref, but the ref does control the pace of the game. He controls whenever the clock goes and whenever St. Pat's can kick the ball. But
definitely, it's his game. It's
play
his game
ball.
to control.
We're back in the game.
A little bit over 21 minutes here left in the half. Don's up 2-1.
And we haven't seen much of the St. Pat's defense. I mean, really, I think Notre Dame's strategy is try to get the other team on offense so much to the point that their defense doesn't even realize that they're going to play defense. And we've actually seen that as Nicholas Leon, their defender, or a defenseman of theirs, has actually been playing a lot of offense for them.
Whatever they've talked about in the half, Notre Dame has definitely really helped them. They've definitely been able to control the ball a little bit more this half and be able to use their defense to stop St. Pat's from getting too close to scoring or even scoring with great saves by Luca.
As there's Ian Martinez breaking on the on the close sideline, trying to put a ball in front of the net, and there will be another goal for Notre Dame!
Wow.
No offsides call. That goal will stand. It will be a 3-1 lead now for Notre Dame. An insurance goal with that.
Wow, that was an incredible goal, and I would say that's a clutch one, too. Being up by 2 goals here, but 20 minutes left in that half. If the Dons keep on doing what they've been doing in this half, it's gonna be tough for Pat to be able to come back from this.
I am pretty sure that was Joey Sorsey on that goal there, just standing by the far post and making sure that he could get the rebound, and he saw the opportunity for the rebound, and he took his shot. St. Pat's now trying to come back from a two-goal deficit, and this will be a really difficult hole to climb out of, as Notre Dame can now park the bus and really give it to them.
See what they do here.
But again, more young inexperience from St. Patrick, and Michael Cerrone, I'm sure he will be great later on in his career.
Oh, definitely.
But right now, he's just having the growing pains of adjusting from middle school soccer to the varsity level
soccer
of high school, which is a stark difference. The pace of play
huge.
and the skill level is vastly different, as Luca Lobianco shows right there, as the shot from Chris Perez is managed very easily by him.
Great work there by Luca.
Staying at his position. He learned quickly from that first goal to stay in position and not move up so far, but really that just comes with age, and I'm sure that the young Michael Cerrone will learn that eventually.
And definitely playing on varsity, you know, being with like the older kids and, you know, being able to learn from them and from the coaches. And we've already seen glimpses of his talent, and I mean, as he continues to get stronger, older, and smarter as he's out there, he's going to be one heck of a goalie in the future for St. Patrick.
Right now, of course, it's probably been intimidating to play with kids who are older for you, as we will have a small break for injury. Welcome back to Notre Dame Soccer, as it looks to be a pretty serious injury there. And, pulling out the crutches there a little bit just to try and have them walk.
Just hope he's okay over there.
Notre Dame trying to reset, and
A little under 20 minutes left here.
a little under 20 minutes. Notre Dame trying to manage their lead and try and keep it simple.
As
Number 19, there is Sebastian Rodriguez on the attack there.
great
Notre Dame
defense.
stifling his shot attempt, and Jack Plavonic taking that and not letting St. Pat's get that opportunity. That is Francesco Di Filippo, who was injured for Notre Dame. It's going to be a shame to see him in Italian tomorrow, which, I mean, of course, I love Italian, yes, but it's going to be unfortunate to see what that injury is, and it seems that he's getting a lot of attention on the sideline.
Yeah, definitely hope he's okay over there.
As Notre Dame will get a throw-in opportunity there, as a yellow card is awarded to number 9 on St. Pat's. That is Sergio Barron. Sergio Barron, one of the captains for St. Pat's. As I don't think the Notre Dame student section quite understands that it's just a yellow card, not a red card. He's not permanently out of the game. He just has to take a small break. And St. Patrick talking to the ref and trying to plead their case, and the ref staying steadfast in his words.
So, like, a yellow card, I'm going to use the excuse of the fans at home if they don't understand soccer, but obviously it's just for me. What is the difference between a red card and a yellow card?
Yellow card is just kind of a warning. It's saying, hey, you went a bit too far there. you're pushing it a little bit. I'm just going to give you this. If you get 2 yellow cards, you get a red card. A red card sends you out of the game permanently, and it puts your team down a man permanently for the rest of the game.
Oh, wow.
And it takes you out of the next match as well, a red card does. But sometimes you can just get a red card straight up if you just do something so outlandish, like tackling a guy who doesn't even have the ball.
Yeah.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Kicking someone in the head or just like kind of being overly aggressive can also get you red cards. And also, what I've learned is that 25 cards in a season means that you cannot participate in the IHSA playoffs, which is a pretty bizarre number. I mean, really, 25 is not a whole lot, and Notre Dame had racked up a lot early on in the season.
I think it's able to prevent injuries, definitely from high school. I think they want to keep that number low, and just to make sure.
As some as Notre Dame will get a boot away with Luca Lobianco in charge of goal. The ball being in midfield, we actually have some football players trying to get into the booth and try and see what it's like in the booth up here. It seems like our producer is talking to them, seeing how it's going, but looks like we're going to hold steadfast up here as the ref will. Oh, and never mind, he won't. He will allow them in. He allows them into the booth.
As
that is Carl Schmalz and Eamon Murphy hopping into the booth, just kind of observing us. It is a dominant game so far for Notre Dame. It is 3-1.
Yeah, they've come out hot here in the second half, being able to score 3 goals and make sure that Pats, hasn't scored any and keep them in check here. And definitely, a big part of sports is momentum, and we've definitely seen the momentum shift in between halves. And, obviously momentum is in the Don's favor. And let's see if Pats can do something to help shift that momentum toward their side, or if ND can continue this.
I mean, you can see momentum affect the lower skill level, lower levels of play a lot more. As you go up in the ranks in every single sport, momentum doesn't really seem to be a thing. It just kind of exists as in the fans' mind, but really it's not really seen in the upper levels of any sport. But obviously baseball is the one exception to that. If a bat's hot, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
But in soccer, I mean, really, the momentum can change on a dime, and it's just not predictable at all to say, oh, this person's going to win 100% of the time. As there was a rough tackle out of bounds on St. Pat's. And the ref will have a yellow card awarded for St. Pat's. That is their 3rd yellow card of this game.
And the fans for St. Pat's don't like that one bit.
A lot of dismay. That card was given to Sergio Barron. I think that is that's only his first. I thought it was the second. I guess I am imagining things.
Honestly, I don't even know. I'm not keeping track of that. It's kind of hard to.
It's a bit hard to keep track of the penalties and the fouls, but as it will be a throw-in for St. Patrick. They still retain possession despite there being a yellow card awarded on the play.
You can see the student sections going at it here.
You can hear them through our mics and possibly through the camera mic, and it will now be Notre Dame's throw-in. But, yeah, no, these two schools really just go at each other's throats at all times. They're always competing with each other. Some of it's lighthearted fun. Some of it's a bit serious, but
yeah,
obviously we let the sports decide that. We don't do anything else. As
Luca
deals with that ball being rolled very slowly to him. But Pat's trying to at least manage how Notre Dame is keeping the ball in the air and moving around and trying to at least make Notre Dame try and put it into some precarious spots and give the ball to Pats. But there's a ball to number 18, Andrew Nika, a sophomore. Oh, balling St. Pat's, but giving it to Dino, who then passes it out to Jake Schmucker on the wing, and that will be a throw-in for Notre Dame.
You know, there's still about 14 minutes left in this game. There's still enough time for Pats to string together a couple of drives down the field. That's a football term.
Yes. Well, it's still a drive,
technically,
yeah. But Francesco Di Filippo actually back out into the field after his injury. I'm assuming that it was just a cramp. I'm gonna give him a little bit of trouble on
in Italian.
In Italian about that tomorrow. I'll try and ask him about Dino's special conditioning mix that makes him never cramp, except for that one time. You know, the one time he got called out for it. But St. Pat's really scrambling here, trying to come up with something to try and change how their own momentum feels and to try and, I guess, make it seem better in the end result here. But 3 goals here in the second half from Notre Dame, and just an incredible swing that just happened so suddenly.
Pass keeps it. Oh, great pass.
A great pass. That was to number 9, Sergio Barron, as he was taken down aggressively by Notre Dame. The ref hearing a lot of things from both sides, both teams.
They want
and
that.
And the ref giving a I could not see the color of the card there.
It was yellow.
It was
most likely yellow.
No, it was a red card.
Oh, wow.
A red card given out. That is quite a shocking turn of events. Just suddenly happening. A bit of frustration on Notre Dame's side. I mean, they didn't really feel like much was happening, and suddenly he's just sent away.
And let's see if Pats can capitalize on that. From what I understand, ND is now down a man on the field.
Yeah, they're now down a man. They're down Jack Plavonic, their cornerstone, their centerpiece defender. I mean, really, that's just kind of a silly thing to happen so late into the game. 13 minutes left in the game. Not too much time, but the ref obviously hearing some grief from the Notre Dame coaches. They want to hear what was up with that call.
And why they called it.
We can only assume what they will say, but we can say, hey, he was being a bit too aggressive there. He was just tackling for no reason, and really, you can't blame him for giving out that red card. I mean, obviously the coaches are really going to be angry about that. They don't want their player to be sent off, and they want to stay under the card limit for the playoffs. So, really, it's just quite a drastic shift for them.
And that's not really something, obviously, I mean, we don't know what happened exactly. But obviously, that's not something you really want to happen here late in the game, especially when it's a close game like this. You want to make sure you have everyone out there on the field and ensure that you can control this win. Because now if they're down a man, St. Pat's can maybe use that to their advantage and be able to score some goals and tie this game up here with 13 minutes left in the game.
And St. Pat's will have a pretty easy set piece here, as they will be about 20 yards away from the goal. And Dino giving the ref talking to the ref a little bit, trying to plead the case for his teammate, but really nothing's going to happen come of that. But Notre Dame trying to set up a wall here, trying to prevent the score here. There's number 14, Jorge Pereira, on the free kick here, trying to make something out of this and trying to make it a one-score game here for St. Patrick, but it's still 3-1.
Yeah, great leadership there by Dino, making sure that he has his teammates back at all times.
As that will actually not be taken by Jorge Pereira, and that will be knocked off of the Notre Dame wall and out of bounds for a corner kick.
And the clock will still tick.
The clock is ticking down. It is now 13 minutes left in the game. That was number 15, Nicholas Leon, who is taking the corner kick now, trying to set up another opportunity for Pats. And that ball being sent in but launched out of the back, and it will be another corner kick for St. Patrick as we now tick down toward the 10-minute mark left in the game. As we have Max Stelenzik trying to follow him and stay in the area to mark that man.
And you can see the glimpse of light here at the end of the tunnel that Pats has and try to try and score here.
And that ball was, the whistle was blown, blowing the play dead. A lot of confusion out in the field, but it is another corner kick for St. Patrick. As I am corrected, it is Stalinchek, not Stalenzik. Yeah, no, it definitely is Stalinchek. I am just not great at reading Polish names. My apologies. But it will be a throw-in for Notre Dame. A lot of scrappy play here. A lot of aggression coming out onto the field. These two teams really don't like each other. I mean, I heard it all in every class today. I heard it probably on a lot on social media as well. And I mean, just St. Pat's wants their revenge for football. And I mean, they want to try and even up the matchup for this year. But right now, it seems like it's going to be in Notre Dame's favor.
Yeah, and this is a game that you want to win. You know, you come out here thinking, okay, we're going to beat them, and we're going to come back to school the next day and be heroes because we beat our rivals, you know.
As St. Pat's tries to work a counterattack there, but it's blown dead. And St. Pat's will actually have a free kick at about the 35-yard line, 45 yards away from Luca Lobianco in net.
About to hit the 11-minute mark here.
A lot of scrappy soccer today. I really want to call it football, but I just can't. My mind has to separate the two. But I mean, St. Pat's kicking it far out of bounds past the goal.
Technically, it is still called football.
It is international, yes, but I always think of it as American football and international football is the same. I want to say both footballs, but it'll just confuse people, and it's not worth the pain.
Definitely.
But Luca will collect the ball with 11:30, and he wants to – or 10:30. My mind is elsewhere currently. But he wants to try and just manage the clock, manage the people that he's in charge of. Down a strong defender, one that he's very close with in class.
Just sending that over to around the 45.
St. Pat's now trying to work another counterattack, but Francesco Di Filippo has to step up here, and he has in the past couple games. He's been the lead defender for Notre Dame, and he's really taken that with pride, and he's really humble about it. He doesn't always try and brag and say, hey, I'm the captain. He just tries to lead by example, and he wants to lead his fellow Dons with actions, not really with words.
And that's the way you do it. You know, you don't try to show it with your words. You show it on the field, whatever it is. You know, you want to go out there, play your game. Don't let anything get in your head. Just go out there, play your game, and show what you can do.
Jake Schmucker, a really great force for Notre Dame tonight. Clearing out that ball, just trying to shut down or trying to reset Notre Dame's defense to prepare for this St. Pat's attack. As we crossed the 10-minute marker, and now we are down to 9 minutes left in the game.
This is starting to get interesting here.
A lot of interesting moments happen at the end. Even when there's not a lot of goals being scored, it's still a lot of just intermediate play that still gets everyone going. Not all the great moments are just the scoring moments. Sometimes it's just the cards that get shown and the aggressiveness between the two teams that really gets everything on, like, that really puts everything together and puts the whole story into perspective.
Taking out to the 50.
Constant motion, constant movement happening in every soccer game. It's incredible. I love to watch the motion and the movement. It's so methodical and it's so planned out that you can't really fault it as Luca falls on the ball there, stopping another St. Patrick attack. And they haven't really had an equal chance to score since the first half. I mean, really, with that one they missed out in front from that cross, I think with 20 minutes left in the first half, that was really like their last big chance to score, and that was when it was right in front of the goal.
The Dons defense has stepped up here, making sure that whenever Pats has control of the ball, they always feel pressure, no matter what it is. And we've seen it a couple times here in this half where it seems like Pats is on a breakaway, and it seems like they may have an easy goal, but the Dons defense is able to stay back there and continue to put pressure and make sure that it's not a perfect shot on goal.
And Notre Dame currently 1-1 in the Irish Cup series with all three levels playing each other. Freshman won yesterday, and the sophomores, no, the Notre Dame sophomores lost today. And we have another whistle blown, and it will be another free kick for St. Patrick. The ref not looking to book anyone right now. Still just giving them a stern talking to, making sure that they understand, hey, you got to be a bit more calm. You got to be a bit more relaxed. You can't push people around.
Yep. Closing in here on the 7-minute mark. Don still up by 2 goals. Pats here is in a position where they can score a goal. And if they score a goal here, the ties can shift here.
A lot of talking from St. Pat's to the Notre Dame defense here. And we have another shot that goes just wide, and Luca saves it.
Incredible work there by Luca.
He's been so incredible tonight between the posts. Just trying to get his energy back, trying to stay hydrated and trying to stay into the game, which he's been doing pretty well since that first goal was allowed.
Yeah, he's been incredible here. And being able to adjust throughout the game ever since that first goal he let up, being able to adjust and just continue to make plays out there, it's definitely something that should be taken note of.
And that corner kick going out of bounds, or going out of play off of a St. Pat's attacker. And Luca will have another opportunity to just boot the ball away and keep it out. As we now pass 6 minutes left in the game, we keep announcing the time because it's so crucial. I mean, all these moments just keep happening so rapidly.
It's a big part right now. The time is definitely essential. Nothing is going to stop it unless it's, what is it, like injured player or
right, injured player, stoppage to assess penalties.
Anything else? Yeah, right. So nothing's going to stop this clock. So time is essential here as Pats is here trying to score. Oh, incredible work there.
Incredible work from the St. Pat's.
Luca
Lobianco just falling over and saving that ball. I mean,
he's been incredible.
Incredible the whole night, and the tensions with this game just keep rising. I was trying to find the words to describe how emotions were in this game, but the tensions keep rising as the minutes tick on, and really it's a scrappy match as Notre Dame now tries to defend and make sure that they can secure this Irish Cup.
Secure this Irish Cup here. They got 5 minutes left. Still up by 2 goals. They're in a prime position here to win it. Pats needs to get something here. They need to get something going.
Also yesterday, a bit of funny hijinks. The freshman game was yesterday, and since the Jugglers had rehearsal for 12 Angry Men, which comes out on October 14th, by the way.
Come and watch it.
Go and watch that, yes. They had the Notre Dame freshmen had to break into the school and break into the trophy case to get the Irish Cup for the freshman game.
We were having rehearsal, and some kid came up, and he was like, someone just ran right in and just stole the trophy.
As we have a bit of a mic bomb there from Carl Schmalls, the the football player, our defensive end. Yes.
Incredible wrestler there, too.
Going to Brown University next year. Quite incredible for him. Really put in the work. A bit of a unknown unexpected. Unexpected turn of events. But, of course, it's all good
Luca
fun.
Again.
And Luca falling again, getting that ball and just
securing
chewing out clock. But as we were saying, we thought someone had just broken in and stolen a random trophy, and we had no idea. And then we find out, they just forgot the trophy to bring to the game.
Yeah.
Which definitely, the freshman game. That's what I was addressing, Leighton. Thank you, producer.
Thank you, producer Leighton.
Goodness gracious.
But yeah, we were so confused when we were in rehearsal because we just didn't know what just happened.
But anyway, as this game quietly winds down, not too much interaction happening between the two teams. More just trying to manage the stamina for Notre Dame, trying to manage
the stamina, but also keep tight defense because you don't want this game to get out of hand here in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Oh, big kick there.
And Notre Dame just keeping the ball in the air and trying to keep it away from St. Pat's. And right now, St. Pat's just kind of has possession of it.
Wide right again.
Wide right once more. And next broadcast for us is September 26th. Senior night for soccer against JCA. Is that Joliet Catholic Academy? I think it is. Senior night against Joliet Catholic Academy on September 26th.
Definitely going to be a game that you have to watch.
It's going to be a really sad game. I mean, we're seeing a lot of the seniors who have been here for obviously all 4 years.
All 4 years, yeah.
But have been playing on varsity for all 4 years, or for some 3 years. It's going to be really sad to see some of them go and just how much they've affected this Notre Dame team.
Yeah, you know, senior night for any sport is emotional because it's like one of like your last matches that you'll have here in high school, and you know, just being there and showing up, it's definitely it's like a bittersweet moment. You know, you feel sad, but at the same time, you also just are thankful for the time you've spent here and how much you've grown in the sport that you have participated in.
But, yeah, as well, it's kind of emotional for the announcers because I'm a senior. Gabe's a senior.
Right.
We're seeing the guys we have gone to school with all 4 years just play their final games at home, and it's really just
it's an emotional
sad
moment
to
for
see
everyone.
and really sad to hear. But Joliet Catholic Academy on September 26th, senior night. People watching at home, be there. People who can't make it, still watch. But I'm mainly speaking for the Notre Dame students. Try and be there, as there is a not a dirty tackle, as there is a tackle, and we will have a yellow card awarded again for Notre Dame.
We're here sitting at 43.3 seconds left here in this game. Unless Pats can come up with something here in the next 48 seconds to score 2 goals, it seems like the Dons have this one.
St. Patrick really sending up everyone to try and score something here and to try and make something happen, to try and get a miracle at the last second. As Gabe forgets to knock on wood.
Oh, yeah.
And
the announcer's curse, the jinx.
As the clock does not start, and about 12 seconds ran off the clock, so the producer is doing wonderfully at giving us a bit of grief, but we're also giving them a bit of grief. It's all in good fun. 30 seconds now, ticking down, and it seems that Notre Dame will win this game and win the Irish Cup
once again. 20 seconds here left.
20 seconds left. St. Pat's in their own territory. Or not in their own territory, in their own half. And a shot deflected by Luca Lobianco. Just incredible keeping between the sticks tonight. And a goal quickly goes in.
Wow.
That is number 14, Jorge Pereira. Well, with 5 seconds left, it is now 3-2.
Wow, okay.
As there is a Notre Dame player down on the field. And the trainers will come out, and we will head to a quick intermission while we address this injury. And we are back out of that injury break with 5 seconds left in the Irish Cup series. And the Notre Dame student section really into it in the final moments of this game.
Both student sections are feeling it as
time expires, and Notre Dame will win the Irish Cup 3-2.
That was an incredible game to watch. Really fun.
Really exhilarating the whole game. A lot of action. A lot of hijinks happening. And the Notre Dame student section is rewarded with their loyalty tonight. And that And they add another trophy to their collection. Celebrating with the students.
The soccer dons are getting them hyped over there.
Wrapping up now, I have been Daniel Betts and joined by Gabriel Holoka and Aiden
Nelson.
Aiden Nelson. And we will see you next game against Joliet.